Studio Funk.
Hello and welcome back to another episode of Studio Funk. Today we've got another great show, but today's going to be a little bit of a special one, as today I'll be joined with a special guest. And this special guest is the co-founder of the Boogie 80 Collective and also of Avant Garde Records, and that goes by no other than Albin. A few weeks back I spoke to Albin. We had a call, we had a great chat, we talked about the history of Avant Garde Records and the startings and beginnings of Boogie 80 as well. We also talked about some of the great music that he's created with other artists from the 80s such as Haywood and Nunn as well. And we also talk about the collaborations and the workings of Nickee B as well, and also some of the future things which he's looking forward to. So yeah, it's a full show and a lot to get through, and I don't think we can hold up anymore. So sit back and enjoy the show.
Hello, this is Albin from Boogie 80 and you're listening to Studio Funk.
Today, I have a very special guest, which I feel very proud and honored to have on the show. Not only am I a big fan of their work, but this person is also a key contributor to modern funk. This person is also the co-founder of the Great Boogie 80 Collective and is also a co-founder of Avant Garde Records. Today, I'm very proud to have a special guest, Albin. Hello, Albin. Welcome to Studio Funk.
Thank you, Aswad, for having me here on your show. It's really my pleasure. So just let me know. Let's get started.
So how are you doing?
I'm doing good in this lockdown period. It was a great time for me to spend more time with my family. I just had a baby 2 months ago. So yes, I have a little boy now who's 2 months old. It's a pleasure to be able to spend time with him. So pretty much good.
Congratulations. I'm so happy for you.
Thanks.
Yeah, so I know that obviously you've been on quite a bit of a journey from where you are today with Avant Garde Records. I know in the past that you started with Cadence Records. Is that how you say it properly?
Actually, the right pronunciation is Cadence because it's a French name, so there's an accent on the E. Actually, it all started back in 2012 when Marwan and I, Marwan is the second half of Boogie 80, he's my partner at Boogie 80. When Marwan and I, we created Boogie 80 in 2012, we had the ambition to create a blog in order to showcase our collection of records. At the time, there was already a few blogs that were already online. I'm thinking about the one that comes to mind was danceclassic.net. That was a very good reference for us. It was the first blog to really talk about all these rare boogie tunes that we know now that are easily available right now on YouTube and stuff. But at the time, it was the only blog that was talking about these rare grooves. So yeah, we really wanted to do something in that direction, to create a blog to share our passion for 80s soul, funk and boogie music. 3 years after creating the blog Boogie 80, we created Cadence Records in 2015 because my good friend Nickee B was producing music. I knew Nickee B for a long time, but at this time his music started to be very interesting and it was actually good enough to be released. That's what we thought at the time. So we started to release music by Nickee B. The idea was to really release, to specialize in music that is heavily inspired by the sound of the 80s. And Nickee B was the perfect match for that. I mean, he really knows how to nail that 80s sound, that authentic 80s sound. The idea for the label was not only to release music that is influenced by the sound of the 80s. We wanted to go further than that. We wanted to release music that actually sounds exactly like what was released in the early 80s and mid 80s. And that's why Nickee B was a great match, because he has an ability to reproduce the sound of the early 80s with an extraordinary authenticity. And only to my knowledge, is one of the few that can really reproduce that sounds. So that's why he was a perfect match for us. And that's why we tend not to consider our label as a typical modern funk label, because our objective is really to sound like what was made in the early 80s. We're not here to reinvent the wheel or anything. It's pretty simple. What we want is just to release music that sounds as much as possible as what was released in the 80s. So yeah, basically the business model, if I may use this expression, of our label, because our core audience, what they expect from us is really music like this that is inspired by the sound of the 80s. That's really a niche market that we have, and people expect that and nothing else. So yeah, that's that. We try to release music around that model, where we try to identify former 80s artists, we try to get in touch with them, and once we get in touch with them, we try to find out if they have some unreleased tracks from the time, or if they still will be okay to sing on new production. So that's basically our model, is to release music from former 80s artists. That's basically what we're trying to do on the label.
Yeah. Yes, as you mentioned before at the very start with Nickee B's first project, 1984, should we take a little deep into that actually? What track would you like to hear from that one?
Actually, that album has a special value to me. That was the very first release at the time on Cadence Records. It only came out digital. My favorite track on it, let me think. I guess that's Midnight Promenade, and I think that's the track that people like the most.
Cool. Okay. We're getting to that right now. This is Nickee B with Midnight Promenade. you said before, I know that you have obviously have a great relationship with Nickee B, as he is the primary producer for Avant Garde Records. How did you guys meet up in the beginning?
Well, in the beginning, it really started with a friendship. Like it's been more than 15 years now that I know Nickee. Actually, we met, I think that was back in 2004, 2005 on a French music forum. At the time, there was no social networks.
Yeah,
The only way to discuss about music and meet people that share the same passion for music was, we called that that was like forums, like music forums, and
yeah.
where you could reply to messages and start a thread and stuff like this. That I miss that time. I miss that era sometimes.
The, the,
I
the,
met a lot of people that I still know today on forums like this. So yeah, so that was the thing. You really liked. We had a common taste in terms of funk music.
mm,
Nickee really likes the electro, the synth funk. He has a true love for that music, and me at the time I was pretty much the same. I was really into synth funk and boogie, and that's how we met. So we kept in touch. We became friends, and as I said before, Nickee started as a DJ. He was a pretty good DJ. Most people don't know that, but he was an excellent DJ. And after that, I invite you, by the way, to check a recent interview we released on our YouTube channel about Nickee B. And so for the people who want to know more about him and his background,
yeah.
it's worth checking this video. So after that, Nickee started to produce music. I mean, at first he was sampling songs. He started from humble beginnings. He really topped up his game. He started to get more knowledge. He learned how to mix, and
Nice.
to a point that in 2015, as I said before, his production were really good, and and that's how it became the idea of starting the label and releasing music, because we had Nickee B. We believed in his potential, and that's how it started.
Oh, nice. Yeah, it sounds like Nickee B is definitely one of a kind producer, because when I hear his production, it sounds so clean and such a good homage to 80s funk, and like he's mentioned before, all the synths as well. And especially when I listen to some of the recent releases, Joanna Rose that come out earlier this year
Hmm.
with Private Line. Oh, great tracks.
Yeah,
Like,
that was a good one. Yeah, I
really,
really
really
like the
good.
product. Yeah, he really has an ability to recreate this authentic sound of the early 80s. Yeah, he's really
Yeah.
good for that, I have to say. And I'm really happy to work with him. We are still on project together for the end of the year.
Oh, nice.
We are working on new releases. I can't tell you more at the moment. I don't like to talk about things that are not properly confirmed, but
Yeah, that's
I
fine.
can definitely say that there's some good thing going on for the end of the year.
Oh, yeah, that's cool. That's definitely something to look forward to. I think we want to do right now, actually, because like I mentioned before about Joanna Rose, I think we should get into that, because that is one of my favorite releases that come out this year.
Hmm.
And I know it come out the top of the year in January when that
Yeah,
7-inch
that's right.
release, it was a straight hit.
Yeah, Joanna Rose. It all started. I have a friend. He's called David, aka Ghost. He's a French musician DJ who lives in LA for quite a few years now. And Joanna was his wife, and that's how we met at the time. He told me, "Yeah, my wife has incredible vocals," and he released a song with her at the time in 2015 on his label called Spectrum Records, and Joanna Rose was singing on this release, and that's how
All right.
Joanna came to my attention, and I realized the potential. So I talked to Nickee B about her, and we quickly got in touch with her, and she accepted to work on Nickee B's debut album Stronger, where she appears on 3 different tracks. 80s Live, I Want You Loving, which is a great mid-tempo, and Your Time, a great track as well. So she's singing on 3 different tracks, and she has an amazing vocals. I mean, it's really easy to work with her. That was a great relationship. So after the success of this, the first album from Nickee B, we decided that she's really worth. It will be interesting to release vinyl with her on her own name,
Yeah.
Joanna Rose, because on the first project she was singing on Nickee B's album, but she was not really on the, on the headlines. I mean, on the front of the scene. I mean, and we really wanted to give her more visibility, so that's why we decided to release that 7-inch single with her, and we are really happy with the results. It came out really good. People loved it. It sold very quickly as well,
Yeah,
and
definitely.
so
Yeah.
definitely a very good souvenir for me.
Yeah. So I
Yeah.
do remember clearly the day when I saw it advertised, you must advertise on Instagram, and I immediately was drawn to it and I had to immediately go purchase it. Yeah, I couldn't delay it any further. It's an incredible record. So what we're going to do actually is go into one of those tracks from that single. Which track would you like to hear?
I have to say I have a preference for Love Affair.
Yeah,
With
good
the
choice.
incredible flute. And special shout out to my friend Matthias, who played the flute on this tune. It really had a special value, in my opinion, to this track, like especially in the bridge with the during the break with the solo. I really have a preference for that track.
Oh, great. Amazing. Okay, let's get into it. So this is Joanna Rose with Love Affair.
always what they seem. No one understands just what it means. This love between you and me, I thought it was my destiny.
Great tracks there by Joanna Rose. So the first track we heard there was Love Affair, and the second track after that was 80s Life. She's so talented, isn't she? Incredible artist.
Yeah, she has wonderful voice, I have to say. I mean, like I'm really happy that we met and that we released music together. Yeah, really happy about that. And
Yeah,
who knows, we might work with her in the future.
yeah, I
It's
hope
not
so.
planned for the short term, but we never know in the future what might happen.
Yeah, because I remember when I was on Instagram and I must have shared the 7 inch, and obviously I was proud to share it because I was saying to people that this is an amazing track. You need to get this vinyl definitely before it sells out. And I think pretty much a few days later it was completely sold out. But Joanna Rose, she actually reached out to me on the post and liked it and commented, and she was like, "Thank you so much for supporting." And she definitely came across as a nice person. And I said to her, "I hope you get to have a full length project in the future." I think everyone would definitely be interested to hear that.
I think what really helped also with this release, apart from the quality of the music, was the artwork. For the artwork, we asked an artist who lives in Germany. She's called Mizuka. She's quite well known in the synthwave, retrowave, 80s manga community
Okay.
for her artworks. She's doing a lot of stuff for different artists in the synthwave scene and so on. And we really wanted to have that 80s Japanese manga touch for the record cover. So
Mm.
I think this really helped also to make this record a success. I'm really proud of. I really like this artwork. Some people might find that cheesy or anything, but we are really proud of that, to be honest. And
Yeah.
we had a really good feedback on the artwork as well.
Yeah. The artwork is
Yeah.
beautiful, and it's definitely a great artwork to go alongside with the music. That fits perfectly, in my opinion. For
Yeah.
my listeners out there who haven't seen this artwork, you should definitely check it out. If you give it a good search and look it up, you'll see that it's nice, colorful illustration with anime manga style, with a nice nod and throwback to the 80s as well. Perfect. So I know one of your other key projects that you did on Avant Garde Records is working with Bobby Nunn. And for my listeners who don't know who Bobby Nunn is, Bobby Nunn was an artist on Motown Records. He was a singer and producer, and worked with big artists on Motown as well, like Rick James. He worked on various projects. And yeah, I'm really intrigued about this really, because when I realized that you worked with Bobby Nunn, I was like, wow, how did you get that opportunity there? And especially with the music you've released with him, it is a nice unreleased gem from his vault.
Yeah, well, Bobby Nunn, it's probably one of the reasons I started to listen to funk music. Like, he was definitely one of my major influences. He was one of the first artists I discovered at the time when I was starting to get into that kind of music, and I really had like a big love for his music. So yeah, at first I discovered, like most people, 2 albums, Second to None and then Private Party. I
Yeah.
was crazy about tracks like Don't Knock It Till You Try It. This track is like probably my favorite boogie track ever. Private Party, You Look That Good in the Morning, Sexy Sassy, well, tracks like this. And I remember at the time, I was making some research over the internet back in 2007, 2008, and I found that he released an album in 1984 that was never released, that only came out as a promo because after this, the album was called Fresh. Yeah, that's the name, Fresh.
Okay.
And this album never came out. Only a few promo copies were available on the markets, which makes it a very rare record that I've never managed to find. Because Bobby got kicked off the Motown label right after the release of this album. So this album actually never been released. He got kicked off before the official release,
Oh, okay.
which is a bit weird because they invested on him for an album, but never didn't even dare releasing this album. But anyway, and I found some information about that, so I became obsessed with tracking this album. And I remember I met a guy at the time, a French guy, on the forum, on the French blog, a French forum, that pretended to own a copy of that, and he told me, "Yeah, there's a few good tracks. Blah blah. I found my copy in New York." I don't think that he was lying, but I never managed to even listen to these tracks. So I started to dig over the internet. I tried to get in touch with Bobby Nunn. So I don't know how I did that, but I managed to get in touch with his brother called Billy Nunn, who lived, I don't know if he's still living, but at the time he was living in. And I told him, like, I'm really big fan of Bobby Nunn. I really need to get in touch with him. Do you have his email or his details, phone number, anything?
Yeah.
So he gave me his email, and from that point, that was in 2008, I started to be in touch with Bobby Nunn. We exchanged, we sent each other emails, and it's only in 2015 when I went to Los Angeles that we met in person, and
Nice.
we conducted an interview at the time. I didn't have my camera at the time, but that's an audio interview that you can find on our SoundCloud page, where I asked him a lot of questions. And a few months after that, he told me that he only have a copy, one vinyl copy, one record, one copy of the Fresh record. But he told me I have the master track of some of these songs, and from that it came to us the idea of releasing that. So basically, we released, the main track was Cherry Pie, who was one of the hit single of this album called Fresh.
Oh.
And the B-side was a track that I was Got My Eyes on You, that was never released on, and we released that as a B-side with both the original and the remix by Nickee B, which is, by the way, my favorite remix.
Wow.
I think it gave a new dimension to this track. So that's how it happened with Bobby Nunn. I was so amazed to get a chance to meet him back in 2015.
Yeah, that's an incredible story
He was
right
a
there.
really chill out dude, like really nice guy.
That sounds incredible. I can't believe that, just by the power of just with a little bit of internet help there, you were able to track down his brother, and then obviously
That's the magic of internet,
and then speaking to his brother, and then start communicating with Bobby Nunn over time, and then having a great opportunity to then go over to LA and then sit down with him. And it must have been mind blowing actually when he's obviously putting up the master tapes of this unreleased record.
Exactly, yeah. And I really invite you and the people who are listening to your show to check out that interview that we have on SoundCloud, where he's sharing some very interesting memories. Like I can give you a few examples. Like he was telling me that one day he was in the studio and he heard someone that sounded exactly like Michael Jackson. He said, "Is it Michael Jackson in the studio?" And someone said, "No, that's Alfonso. That guy who really sounds like Michael Jackson, that released an album in 1982, I think. Even the pose that he has on the cover is really similar to Michael Jackson Thriller."
Yeah, I know. Or he's lying
and I
down.
think that album actually was released before Thriller. So
so Michael Jackson actually copied his album cover.
Yeah, I will bet. I mean, I'm not 100% sure, but I think that this album was released before, because Thriller by Michael Jackson was released in December 1982, and this album by Alfonso was released earlier.
Wow.
But anyway, yeah, he shared a few things like that. He was also really close to Philip Bailey. Yeah, he was actually in the studio when Earth, Wind and Fire recorded their hit single, it's not September, Let's Groove Tonight. And they remember the member of the band, they were like, they knew that they had a hit at the time when they recorded that, and then bring out the champagne in the studio. So, he shared with me a few examples like this, a few stories that I was listening for any people who like Bobby Nunn and his music.
That is amazing. Just to think that, like, in the studio next door, history is in the making, literally.
Yeah, exactly.
Ah, great stuff. Yeah, that Bobby Nunn 12 inch you brought out, it's another great solid release. I have to say, with Avant Garde Records, is your releases, it's no filler. You got pure straight heat releases, and that Bobby Nunn record is another great addition to the catalogue of Avant Garde Records. And if people haven't checked it out, I suggest you do. Definitely get onto that and don't miss out on that. So what we're going to do, actually, I think we're going to dive into one of the tracks off that 12 inch. What would you like to hear?
It really doesn't matter to me. I like both sides, but yeah, let's go with Cherry Pie.
So Bobby Nunn's not only the great artist from the 80s that you also collaborated with and brought out music with, you also worked with Heather Haywood from the Cool Notes.
Yes, Heather Haywood, she's such a nice woman. Like, what a personality. Always smiling, always up to help. It's a true pleasure to work with her. I think I rarely met artists that had so much fun to work with. Like, it all started again. That was neat. Got in touch with her again through Facebook. It's crazy how Facebook today is such a great source to chase old artists and get in touch with these artists. I would have never think that it would be possible one day to get in touch with all these guys. So yeah, Nickee B got in touch with her. They started talking, and that was after the first single released by Nickee B that we mentioned earlier, Shy Young Lady and Midnight Promenade. So we got in touch with her. I met her in Marwan when we went to London in January 2017, I guess.
Okay.
We proposed her to run an interview that you can find on our YouTube channel. Very interesting interview. And after that, we proposed to work with us for a release, and she recorded 2 tracks, Party Tonight and the killer track Give It Up. It was a pleasure working with her, like knowing the love we had, Kibi and I, for the Cool Notes. Yes, and then we worked with her again a second time on Nickee B's first album for the track Stronger. That was also a very good tune. And we are still in touch. She's
nice.
really easy to, she's a really nice person. And we don't exclude working with her again in the future, maybe for the next Nickee B's album, who's currently in the making. We don't know when it's going to be released, but we are definitely starting to work on this project, and she might be part again of this project.
Yeah. It's great to know that Heather Haywood is still making music, and I do definitely think that the Cool Notes they're one of the gems from the 80s, especially from the UK here, one of the best funk groups and from the 80s in the UK. So it feels great to obviously hear that she's still making great music, and her vocals, it's like they haven't changed one bit. It's still good.
Yes, that's true. And she's actually still singing. She's got a few gigs in London. She's still singing in for local gigs. Yeah, she's amazing, and it was so easy to work with her. And basically,
Cool.
I'm looking forward to work with her again in the future. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, so what we're going to do, actually, we're going to go through a couple of tracks of hers. I think what we're going to do is definitely pick a nice track from the Cool Notes LP. Definitely one of my favourite albums there. Top of your head, do you recommend any good tracks off that album?
Wow, that's a tough question. There's so many good tunes by the Cool Notes, but their 1985 album is a masterpiece. I think I like this album from beginning to end. No fillers, all killers. If I have to pick one, I'll go for probably My Love Is Hot.
My love is hot. My love is hot. My love is hot. So very hot. My love is hot. I need to have you 24 hours every night and every day. I know I've got a crazy intuition, but it is the only way. You see, I've got a plenty ammunition. take you home with me. I'm never gonna stop till you see I get the lot. Every single little drop. My love is so hot. Never, never gonna stop. Oh no, no, oh no, no. I'll keep on trying. I'm gonna get you, baby. My love is hot.
Yeah. So I imagine, like, especially with the pandemic at the moment, you're like myself. We love going out record digging, and we're probably missing doing that activity right now. I myself, I can't wait to eventually go back into the open and go visit my stores I go and visit on a regular basis. How about yourself? Do you have any good record stores you go to in Geneva?
Well, I'm gonna be honest with you. Digging record in Geneva is pretty shitty. There's a few records, but when it comes to the music we like, it's not really kind of place where you'll find what you want. I'm not saying that I never found anything. I found a few stuff, but most of my collection was clearly made in the UK and in London over the last 10 years. Marwan and myself started to travel to the UK, to London back in 2007, I guess.
Okay.
And we were amazed when we arrived there. The only digging experience we had was the one we knew from, we had in France at the time, like a few record stores that were extremely expensive, where you would buy like a classic album that's not even rare, like, let's just pick an example, like The Whispers. You will pay that like 15, 20 euros for an album which is not supposed to be more than 5 or 6 quid,
Yeah, that's pricey.
Like, and so when we first arrived in London and we saw all these records for 50p in the basement, we clearly built our collection, all the stuff that we didn't have at the time, like the loose ends, the cool notes, 5 stars, you name it, like a central line. I remember the first time we were coming back with 2 full luggage. Our luggage were full of records, probably like 150 records each.
Wow.
Like that was crazy, and that's how we made our collection. To be honest, we got the classics, but also the rare stuff. Because Marwan and I, especially Marwan, like he has crazy energy when it comes to digging and get dirty and squat down for hours. So I remember there's a few shops in London that now have disappeared, like the Soul Dance Exchange. There were a few shops in London. The one in Camden Town was quite good. The basement was really good, but sadly it closed a few years after that. So yeah, we were spending a lot of time digging in London, especially in the basement where you have all these 50p and sometimes 10p section. There's a lot of trash, a lot of shitty stuff, but that's where you can find the rare stuff like the Cadenza 12 inches, the rare, for instance, I remember Marwan found one day the Roy Fontaine one is a lovely number. It's a white label.
Yeah.
Rare stuff like this. So yeah,
Jeez.
If you put energy, it usually pays.
Yeah.
And
yeah,
2007 and up to recently, we were traveling 1, 2, sometimes 3 times a year to London, and that's how we made maybe 70% of our collection.
Oh wow.
And that's how also we developed a sharp knowledge of the Brit-funk music, and we developed such a love for this music. Yeah.
Oh wow, that's amazing. Yeah, I definitely think back like 10 years ago, record digging was like, obviously it was before, I think 10 years ago, I think even Discogs wasn't even about back then, was it? So I think like when you're digging like that, you're definitely going to come across a lot of gems which at the time people don't know that they're rare themselves.
Yeah, and the thing is, 2007, when you think about it, was already late, because this revival for 80s funk and boogie really came in the around 2005, 2006. The real winners are the people that are older than myself and that were lucky enough to go digging in the mid 90s, late 90s, and people really didn't give a shit about this kind of music.
Yeah.
And you could find amazing stuff that for us, when we arrived in 2007, it was already too late. It was all gone. All we had was the crumbs, like what was left, But what was left was for us, because we started from scratch, was already a lot, you know.
Yeah.
And when we compare 2007 with now, when we went last year with Marwan recently, it's really disappointing, because now even the classics that we used to get for 50p, £1, £2, you're gonna have to pay £6-7, because now there's more periods, and also there's a lot of shops that we used to dig where we used to go have closed. Yeah, so lucky that we were there at this time, even if it was not the, let's say, the best period to be there and to dig. We flew to the UK for this, because we made a good collection and a good knowledge.
Yeah, definitely. Like within the recent times, I definitely think it's also great that records are definitely being appreciated again, but the cost of it all, like you said, all these classic albums that deep down, there's a lot of copies of them, so they should be cheap, are now being priced quite high. Even myself, I know when I'm going for digging for records, sometimes I like to go to things like car boot sales, where people just basically send records out of their trunk of their car, and they've got all these records that have been stored away for a long time, and they send them for cheap. And that's when you come across good gems, and you realize, start going through a few records in someone's collection, you're like, oh, you know what kind of person this was who had this collection. You're like, oh, this must have been an ex-DJ or someone who definitely was interested in a lot of funk and soul.
Yeah, exactly. What you're saying reminds me of a story. Marwan, one day we're in the UK digging, and he told me there's a record convention in this neighborhood. I can't remember the name, but it was out of London, like, I have to say, a bit scary neighborhood. Like, we didn't know where we were going.
Yeah.
And we went to that place, and it was only a few guys, like, they were bringing record out of their car. It was very small. I don't think it was even an official record convention, record fair. It was something like very amateur, But anyway, we went there, and on that day, a guy was selling the record of my dream at the time, which was James Duke Holden, which is, for any 80s boogie lovers will know that record. It's a holy grail for many record collectors. And I remember this guy at the record, and I knew I tried to test the guy if he knew how much this record, how rare this record was, and he obviously knew. And I remember trying to negotiate the price, managed to get a decent price, and I remember running like crazy to the first ATM in the neighborhood to withdraw the money to get this record, and this guy was actually a founding member of the jazz funk band Savanna. The guy who sold me, unfortunately, I can't remember his name, but I remember him telling me that he was a former member of Savanna, a great jazz funk band that I recommend to you, by the way, for their track I Can't Turn Away, a really good track from 1981. There's lots of events like this going on in the UK, like, as you mentioned, car boot sales, record fairs, and these kind of events are more interesting, in my opinion, than digging into records nowadays, because you can find some good records for cheap. Yeah, definitely.
Studio Funk.
yeah, that's a great story there. Gosh, I can't believe you met one of the guys from Savanna. That's crazy.
Yeah, he was actually selling records on that day. I remember that day I found as well one of the early singles from Loose Ends, actually their debut release. Not the debut release, I think In the Sky was the debut release. That must be the one that came right after. We've Arrived. I remember finding on that day as well. Yeah, crazy moments. Yeah.
Cool. So, known with a large amount of records and constantly digging, are there currently any records that you currently got on rotation at the moment?
On rotation, I'm gonna be honest with you, I'm not playing that many records lately. I tend to rip my records. I have quite a decent equipment, a pretty maniac about all those stuff, so I'm usually digitalize my music, my vinyl, and then I listen to the files because
Nice.
I'm always on the move, like commuting or driving, or so I tend to spend more time listening to my music in my headphones than at home. I still play records at home, but it's not something I do that often lately. Records on rotation at the moment. Well, actually, I'm in a mood right now for some really like late 70s disco and early 80s modern soul and steppers. When I first started to collect records, I was really into synth funk and electro stuff. Like I was really stuck in those years, like 1982 to 1985. I was not really open-minded to the older stuff. And I realized that the older I get and the more attracted I am by these, let's say, more organic sounds, like from the late 70s and early 80s.
Yeah.
So I'm really digging deep into this era right now. For instance, one of my all-time favorite track, that track from 1976 by Creme De Coco called Disco Strut. It's an amazing track that really puts me in the right vibe. It's very chill vibes. Really like this track.
Yeah.
great track right there. Are there any other great tracks that you currently listen to at the moment?
Yeah, actually, there's one I I just posted this morning on my Instagram account. It's a 7-inch single, a killer modern soul stepper. It's called Bill Space Lake. Well, this track is amazing. I mean, I really like everything about this track: the vocals, the vibe, and the B-sides. It's a nice mellow kind of stepper track. Really like as well.
Nice.
But definitely for people who are listening to your show, they should check out the track called Space Lady. That's the A side. Killer track.
Nice. Because I saw that on my Instagram this morning. It was definitely one I was like, oh, I haven't heard this one before. And I immediately just checked it out, went into YouTube. And yeah, it's definitely a nice gem. I'm definitely going to try acquire that before the prices of that skyrocket through the roof on Discogs.
It's actually sad to see the price of all these records. I mean, I was lucky not to pay that much at the time to get them, and it was not that long time ago. I'm not that old, too. So, but yes, I really noticed that over the last 5 years, price of most of records I went to the roof. Like, I think that's the influence of internet and the demand for this record has grown also. And yeah, what can you do?
Yeah, and unfortunately, we do have this thing called Discog sharks, I like to call them, where they, people will immediately just start quadrupling the price on something just because they might have heard one person mention it, that it's a nice gem and it's rare, and then before you know it, the average price on it kind of goes through the roof. And it's a real shame, really. And we live in this culture now that happens to be happening quite often, even with like new stuff. People bring out new records. People on eBay will, as soon as they know that that press has stopped running of that record, they immediately just try and make as much profit on it as possible. But I'm hoping that most people out there, they don't gravitate towards those high price records. Just be a bit patient about it, really, and just like wait for the chance. Like, you never know, you might come across it while digging, or luckily enough, if it's a new record especially, it might get repressed down the line.
Yeah, I mean, we're all different for that. I have friends who are collectors. No judgment here, but they not into digging at all. They just like they like to order on Discord whatever the price is. Like boom, credit card, and that's it. Personally, I'm not saying that I don't do that for some records that I know that it's absolutely unlikely that I get to find them in the wild. I mean, for these kind of records, that I really like, I usually pay the price over the internet, even though I'm always trying to negotiate. I think it's part of my blood. And my friend Marwan, by the way, is even worse on that. He's the best or worst, I don't know, negotiator I've ever met. To such a point that sometimes he's driving the seller crazy because the negotiation can last for minutes, I was ashamed in some situation. I remember, man, that was crazy. Anyway, I usually try to dig because nothing replaces the pleasure of going to the shop, the human link, the human bound you can have with the seller and the negotiation and stuff. But the problem is that there's so many records that are only available online. So
I know.
And it's so much competition over these records. It's crazy. Like
it's definitely really difficult. I'm definitely constantly facing the battle of like, I have obviously lists of records that I want to buy, and I know I have like probably the list is probably divided into different things. I have one list is probably like really rarities that I do hope one day I do come across them in the wild, but at the same time I'm probably gonna have to travel quite a bit to find them in the wild, because especially some records that most of them are like only available in the US as well, and like some records you can't necessarily find in the UK that well.
Yeah.
So recently, when I went to Barcelona last year, that was quite good for record digging. I come across some nice releases that were issued in Spain. That was quite good. But yeah, generally you are quite forced to just buy online if you really want it, and sometimes you just got to like click the button to buy and just like close your eyes while doing it and just say, you know what, it's worth it. I'm just gonna have to. It's my only option I can do with right now.
Yeah. Plus, on top of that, the price of shipping has become ridiculous. Like, I remember, like, not so long ago, ordering records from the US was already expensive, but it was maybe for a 12-inch you will pay $12 or $13. Now you have to pay nearly $20.
Yeah.
So in most cases from the US, the shipping ends up to be more expensive than the record itself. What can you do?
That's crazy.
But the good thing about the UK, when digging in the UK, is that you do get a lot of original US over there, which is not the case in Europe, where we do have a lot of European press that are not the OG. But it's also good because usually European releases feature a nice design, nice cover, picture sleeves and stuff.
Yeah.
Some people really like that. Some people are really after the OG. There's different people. But that's it.
Studio Funk.
Last night I had a dream. I was in the lover's galaxy, and like a star you shine on me. Your eyes were like diamonds, they sparkled bright in total ecstasy. Let me in your majesty. Please, space lady, hey, will you capture me? Oh, lady, please, her voice was like magic. It echoed with the voice of purity. And then her kisses sealed my destiny. Sweet exotic queen, baby, you captured all my hopes and dreams. Lady, would you let me be your space lady? Capture me, oh lady. now. Take you away.
Cool, man. Yeah, so 2020, we're obviously going through, wow, the whole world's going through a bit of a tough time at the moment. And I guess for most of us, like things, we're trying to progress through things at the moment as we can. I guess you have obviously ideal plans for the future at the moment. Any light things that you might be looking into?
Well, we are working on new releases for the label at the moment. We have a few projects in the making. I guess the next one should be released around October time. I cannot drop any names. It's too early, nothing confirmed, but it will definitely involve artists from the 80s and
Nice.
stuff. So yeah, people who know our label, stay tuned. It's coming nearly the end of the year. But that's pretty much it. Otherwise, we keep doing with my friend Marwan at Boogie 80 our YouTube record selection that maybe you're familiar with.
Yeah.
It's called Crate Diggers. We try to do one episode each month where we present very quickly a selection of 5 records. The idea of the format is not to beat around the bush and go straight to the point. People are today, they don't have patience to listen to someone speaking for an hour or so. So we try to go straight to the point and to make that format that we really believe that it's a good format, so we keep pushing it. So yeah, I invite you guys to check us out. We're pretty much everywhere online. We have guest remixes on SoundCloud. We are very active on Facebook, Instagram, and obviously YouTube.
Yeah, definitely. Your YouTube channel most definitely wants to give a big shout out to that. I can definitely say for the last, I would say 2.5 years maybe, I've been following your YouTube channel and watching all the great interviews on there. And it's always great to hear people talk about their great records that they find passionate for themselves. I have to admit, your YouTube channel definitely kind of like, it gave me that courage and urge to get back onto record digging. Because for myself, I've been record digging for quite a while, but I definitely took a break in between the years. I think in the last few years, I definitely have picked up the pace again. And the reason why I'm obviously doing Studio Funk right now is to help and share and spread those records as well. Because I think, people like us, we all like to share what we're searching for, what we're digging, what we're currently listening to. But there's so many undiscovered gems that I'm constantly learning more every single day. And I want to say personally, thank you for Boogie 80 and all the great things you're doing at Avant Garde Records for keeping Boogie Funk alive.
Well, thanks for these kind words. We really appreciate that. We try to do as much as we can with the time we have. Some people think that it's our full-time job to do that, but unfortunately we wish it will be. But Marwan and myself and Nickee have normal, regular jobs, so we try to do as much as we can with the free time. It's not always easy, but it's a passion, and we keep doing it. So again, thank you for inviting me here on your show. Really appreciate the invite, and I hope your audience will appreciate the interview.
Yeah, most definitely. Yeah, thank you so much, Albin, for coming onto the show. It's been a pleasure and an honor. And for anybody out there right now, how could they find you on the social medias?
As I said before, you can check for Boogie 80 on. So we are on Facebook. You can check. You can find us on YouTube, Boogie 80. So basically, just type Boogie 80 on any social networks, and it's more you'll find us.
Perfect. Okay. Well, thank you so much, Albin.
Yeah, thanks as well.
I enjoy you all the best for the rest of the year. Thank you.
Yeah, thanks. Have a great day.
Thank
Bye-bye.
you. Thanks. Bye. I hope everybody enjoyed the show. I definitely did. It was definitely a great opportunity to speak to Albin and to have all the great chats about working with artists such as Bobby Nunn and Heather Haywood, and also to talk about the beginnings of Boogie 80 and the reasons behind it. And like you mentioned before, if you want to check out Boogie 80, make sure you check out YouTube and also check out boogie80.com. I'm definitely looking forward to the future releases coming from Avant Garde Records. Like I said before, they have released nothing but heavy hitters, or killers, no fillers, as myself and Albin like to say. Studio Funk will be back in another 2 weeks to share and play more good funk and soul for your hearts. For all future updates, you can follow Studio Funk on Instagram at studio.funk. And of course, you can follow Studio Funk on Mixcloud. Until the next time, stay well, stay safe, and take care. Peace.
Studio Funk.